What's up, guys? We're gonna roll beats. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make emotional melodies. If you guys haven't subbed already, or turn post news on as you do so, because those have a lot. Let's hop right into it. So I'm gonna be dropping a kit today, a MIDI kit of 40 MIDIs. So what we're gonna be doing is I'm just gonna show you how to make one of these yourself from scratch using this, and then we'll go ahead and just make a little outro beat for this video. So that'll be the plan for today. Again, if you want to copy this kit, links will be in the description or in the comment section if you want to support the channel. So let's just go ahead and hop into making our own melody. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And whatever we make today, I will throw in here as well as a MIDI. There will be demos of everything on the site and everything as well. So what we need is a scale. So obviously we could just use a minor, and we could just run with it like, I don't know, let's do a D minor. All right, close that. And this is the piano that I'm using. So I'm gonna try to do this in steps so it's easy to follow. So if you want to like come back to a certain part that you kind of, I don't know, maybe got confused on, you can. So what we need is a bass line. All right, our bass line is just the root of everything. This is how we're gonna build, well, not the root, but the foundation. So there's plenty of ways you can do that. You know, you can make a chord and then pull something down an octave, and then if you want to, you can kind of, you know, mess around with those and see what you like. But we can do something very generic. We can just start on the roots, right? Let's do something like this, and we just kind of go down. And then from this second one, what I would usually do for like something sad is kind of make a chord almost like this, like if we were to make a chord backwards, right? And then you can kind of use this half step to kind of make sure it's sad, right? Because if you start going off of it, it'll start to sound very melodic. Okay, so that is our bass line, and we can stop there, and then we can move on to the next part. All right, so for the next step, we just kind of want to add some rhythm and the chords. So basically what I'm gonna do is hold shift, and right here we can hold this, hold shift, and then drag it, right? And I just offset it somewhere right here, and then same thing, just kind of mimic the same thing, right? Now from here, what I like to do is basically we can copy this and pull this down an octave or two. I usually do about 2 octaves, okay? And basically it's gonna create range later. Okay, and then from here we can kind of mix dyads and triads. The reason I like to mix dyads and triads is because you'll have a lot more to work with. You won't be forced to use these notes, because if you start making a melody, you'll kind of be forced to use this. It's kind of a mental thing. It's not really a important part, but I like to mix them in. So like we can mix some right here just to be basic, just mix something like that, right? If you wanted to do something like that, you could. Right, it's really up to you. So we can stop there and just copy it over, just to keep it very simple. All right. All right, so let's move on. All right, so now we need to add some linger notes. Now, the reason I add these is because I don't like starting on a blank canvas and just making a melody randomly. So this will help with that. So I'm gonna put these back to, well, not back, but I'm gonna finish these chords out so this next part makes sense. So what I like to do with linger notes is I usually pick the mid notes, right? I pick the mid note of each triad, and then I copy them and pull them up an octave. Okay, and then we can delete these. Now you can also do the root or any note that you want. It's up to you. You'll get a different sound, but this is the part where you start to make your own unique melody. So I'm gonna delete this and continue on with this, and we can just offset these. Now right here, how do you know what note to use? A simple thing, you can create a chord backwards like this, and if you notice, this is a part of this chord anyway, or you could do it upward, right, and then pull things down, right? It's all up to you how you want to do that. And then over here, I'm gonna just kind of throw in some of these notes. So Just throw some in simple right there. All right, so those are the linger notes. Again, I'll just highlight them. There they are. Just move on to the next part. All right, so now we're gonna make our counter. So I'm gonna give you 2 ways you can kind of make a counter, or at least combine it so you can have like a full melody. So what we can do is just use the same notes we already have. We don't gotta innovate. So we can pull this up an octave, okay? And then what we can do to find a range to work with is make a chord, just like regular, and then take these 2 notes and pull them down. And then from here, we have a range we can work with. Second way is go octave to octave. So we can go to F to F. Okay. So starting here, we can create like a flam. And I hope y'all can see these notes. Do like a flam. And then we can move this over here. Okay, you can see how it's coming together just by those little few notes we've added. And then over here, we can do the same thing. Now, if you notice what I'm doing is I'm offsetting the notes, like right here, right here, right here. I'm just gonna kind of humanize it a bit rather than just putting it on every single like beat or whatever. So over here, same thing, kind of offset it like this. Let's take this A. Let's do our little wiggle right here. All right, let's just play it one time. And then over here, what we can do is you can just take our F and just kind of do the same thing, do a little flam. Just create like a little cool rhythm. Let's see. Try to make this quick. Take this and just connect these. And then I'm gonna move these back. There we go. All right, so that is our melody. Okay, and let's move on to layering. All right, so now we just got a layer, and this is pretty simple. We just copy it over, pull this up an octave. Now what I have here is I have this higher piano pan to the right and then one to the left. Just to kind of give it a more wide feel. I'll just show you the. All right, so that is the layering. So now we can kind of just make an outro beat with this. All right, so for our low end, we could just kind of copy our little bass line. Okay. And then we can kind of be experimental because I'm not trying to use this beat for anything, just kind of an outro. Shift D to make these smaller, and we can kind of mess with the octave. Let's offset. Let's just pull these down. And then we just need to add a kick where we please. So I might fast forward through this a little. All right, so that is a low end, and now we can kind of mess around with some of these drums. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the drums, and I just added a consistent rhythm here just so I can have something to start with. I might speed this up slightly, so I'm not sure, but I'm just go ahead and throw some stuff in. Okay, so here is the drum pattern. All right, just some experimental, just playing around. So I'll just play the whole beat all together. All right, and that is the beat. Again, I'll just show the melody one more time. And you can cop this kit over here. Links will be in the description and all that. Appreciate anybody who decides to get it. Support the channel. But that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure y'all like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.